Hello again, everyone. Age of June here, and we're back with another League of Legends Shoutcast. This particular one is actually on the Korean server. I found out that you can actually use op.gg to get some of the Korean, pretty much anybody's games. So I went ahead and I looked up Faker. I apparently don't have the font in question that I would need, but I believe, actually I know. That right there, yeah, that is Faker. He is Yasuo. I'm not sure who the rest of the team members are. SKT1 Bang, that's going to be on somebody on his team. But a lot of the names, like, there's a whole bunch of boxes. That one actually has something. But I'm not going to be able to tell you who any of these people are. But that's okay. We'll go ahead, arrange the information as it should be. Believe we're going to have Shyvana here top. Yes, indeed. She's going to be against the Renekton. It's kind of interesting seeing the way they're doing it. The entire team for both teams is just walking in. Are we going to have an invade here coming from the blue team? I don't know the meta for Korea. For all I know, they can have a completely different meta. Ooh. Faker taking a bit of harass there. Completely different meta that it just, throws everything for a loop. It does look like we're having a bit of an invade here coming out from the blue team. I'm not sure if they're planning... Oh, that just barely missed. Don't know if they're planning on going ahead and stealing it. It looks like they're actually doing like we normally see in the LCS and just going for the deep wards, which is not something you see in American solo queue or NA solo queue or for that matter EU solo queue that I've seen. You just don't normally see that. There's a lot more teamwork so far. Oh man, Braum's getting pretty close to being caught out here. He's probably going to get grabbed. He flashes it, so he did not get caught. He does get hit by the Q from Lee Sin, but he didn't get grabbed. If he had gotten grabbed, he probably would have ended up dead there. But he did actually manage to go ahead and get out of that now. We actually have 3 members of the blue team hanging around in Tribush over here, and I'm not sure what's going on with that. If Thresh... Oh, okay, there's the word from Twitch. So he knows they're there, and they're going to go ahead and fall back now. They did manage to go and take out his ward beforehand, but it doesn't really matter in this case. Let's go ahead and go back to this. Alright, so the Shyvana is played by 5 boxes. I have no idea how to pronounce it, nor do I actually know what that is. I'm not even sure if that's correct. I don't think so, though. No, it looks like TTTT. T. So I'm pretty sure that is not actually the character that it is. I'm not sure what it is, though. The Reb XD is playing the Renekton there. In the mid lane, we've got 3 boxes playing Twisted Fate versus Faker playing the Yasuo. Hide on Bush is his account at this time. Again, not sure what that actually is supposed to be. Probably look it up online if you care enough to do so, but I'm not actually sure. May not show. But yeah, it is actually Faker. And I honestly chose this game because I wanted to see him playing some Yasuo. Because I know that Yasuo is one of the more mechanically complex characters, and I figured that would be really, really entertaining to see. He's actually just going ahead and pulling that blue for his Kazakhs. It's kind of interesting. Walks over, did 1 Q, and then walked away. Alright, so down to the bot lane, we've got Lucian, played by Translogic. He's going to be against the Thresh, the Twitch here, sorry, played by Serious Tune. Actually, just saw Thresh and was like, oh, something's happening here. Thresh is played by KT0, and he's going to be against the Braum, played by a whole bunch of other boxes. Again, that's another one that I don't know, unfortunately. It's kind of cool seeing a Braum here as well, because of the fact that, in NA solo queue, you don't really see Braum right now. Ooh, that was just slightly off mistime there, so it didn't block the Q. But we do actually have Kazakhs coming in. They're going in on the Lee Sin, and Lee Sin goes down to the Kazakhs, so that refreshes his double buffs. Not going to be able to do anything to the Twisted Fate there. Oh, almost popped him up. But either way, it's still a kill there and an assist for Faker, which is great for him. And he is continuing to harass this TF. TF is not having a good time. Kazakhs goes in, gets some more damage in there. The burn from the red buff comes in, and we've got stuff happening down bottom in the meantime as well. Alright, out comes the bubble there. There is the Braum shield. Doesn't look quite as cool with the regular one. Twitch gets death sentence there. He is ignited, and he ends up going down there to Lucian. Braum's now trying his best to get out of it. He is actually flayed, so he's gonna get slowed, but he is gonna get out of this. Very interesting there. Normally, you don't see, when you have a Braum, you'll see a lot more passive play just because he's so good at countering the all-in from the bot lane. But in this particular bot lane, they've been really good. It looked like he popped his shield slightly early there, and that gave them the opening they needed. When he doesn't have his shield, he can't prevent those Qs from Thresh, which means that that's a great time for them to go ahead and go in on Twitch, because Braum's not going to be able to prevent it. He can still give stats, of course, but Twitch had already been harassed down enough because Lucian, so they were able to go in on him and just take him out, even if Braum jumps in. So that's definitely a good play by them. Alright, so the Lee Sin is played by SKT1 Bang, and he is against In the Twilight, playing the Kazakhs. It's kind of interesting to me how many English sounding names we have in these games. From what I understand, they actually do that on purpose so that, if they do, or when they do, make it to the professional levels, it's easier for English-speaking people to relate to. Instead of just seeing a whole bunch of characters they can't pronounce, they go ahead and have names that people will actually be able to react to. Out comes that shield again. I don't know, I feel like that was somewhat mistimed there. I don't know if he's trying to bait them into something or just trying to block I have no idea what he was trying to block there, honestly. But either way, Twitch is definitely taking a little bit of harassment. Actually, Braum's taking the harass in this case. But it looks like we have a gank coming in here. And there we go. In comes the Lee Sin. In comes Kazakhs as well. Again, going in on the Lee Sin. Lee Sin's get popped up by the Q there. And he goes down again to the Kazakhs. That is the second time he has ganked mid lane, only to be completely shut down by that Kazakhs. Also, I would like to point out that there are actually 2 champions on this red team that have those shields that just shut down any sort of projectiles. Oh wow, of course. I thought stuff was happening up top, so naturally they decided to tower dive the Twisted Fate here. There we go. Looks like Faker's setting it up right there, doing a couple Q hits. His slow comes out from Kazakhs. Now the minions get there, and that told them, yeah, time to go in. He didn't even have a chance there. They jumped in, and it was too late. He flashed, but it was too late. So they just insta-burst him down there, and Kazakhs is now 3-0-0. And that is definitely a good sign for him. Looks like Shyvana's going to go ahead and head back here. It'd be funny if Renekton had queued there and stop it. Didn't end up happening, though. And meantime, down bottom, we do see, it looks like continuing that the Braum is just being harassed down. And the blue team's really having no trouble dealing with this. It is something interesting to me, considering that, I've been seeing on Reddit and everything, the people complaining about it, that Braum is just so deadly and so overpowered and stuff. But I don't know, on the Korean server, they definitely seem to have figured out how to deal with him, because this Lucian is just bullying him like mad. And to me, that's, when I played Braum, that's exactly how I felt that he would be countered. Because when I was playing as him, I was very, very much affected by any form of harass. I actually had a Zyra. Ooh, Faker goes down to the Lee Sin there, but he does actually manage to go ahead and get that TF with that last tick of Ignite, which is kind of funny. But yeah, that's what I felt about Braum when I was playing him. And at the same time, oh, down he goes. No! Oh, actually he does go down. He does manage to go ahead and give the time there for Twitch to go ahead and get the kill there on Lucian, though. Lucian decided to tower dive that, not in his best interest there. Now it's going to be trade-off there as well. Kazakhs and Lee Sin just go 1-for-1. And we actually have Shyvana in here in the jungle, just counter-jungling, apparently. She just stole red. Why not, huh? She did. But yeah, so I don't know if this is just a one-off sort of thing in Korea, or if they actually have managed to do it. I haven't watched enough Soloqueue games. Oh, TF is coming down. Out comes the Flay in the box from Thresh. And that meant the TF just had no chance to react at all. As the TF was coming in, Twitch thought, hey, I'm going to be fine. It'll just be me versus TF now. There was a Thresh in the bush. He came out, immediately flayed, which of course slows the Twitch down. And then he went ahead and put up the box, which instantly hit that Twitch, so he couldn't even get out. And now we actually have Renekton going ahead, coming over here to counter jungle as well. Apparently there's a lot more counter jungling in Korean servers than in the US. As I pretty much never see anything like this. This is a lot more invading of the jungle, a lot more just interaction, a lot more teamwork, honestly, I feel. I don't know if these are actually all together or something. Ooh, the Q lands. Is he going to follow through on this? No, actually he is. He is going to follow through. Lands the kick there, puts Faker under the tower a little bit. Doesn't take a tower shot though, so he ends up being okay. But that's a lot of damage coming in really quickly. Thresh did not hit. Oh, that final auto attack there from TF though. And he gets the kill onto Kha'Zix to go ahead and finish that off. Wasn't quite punted under tower. Might have misspoke a little bit there. But he almost got him under tower. And he did definitely get him far enough out of position that they were able to go ahead and get the kill. In the meantime, of course, Twitch and Braum took the opportunity to go ahead and go in on these guys. Out comes that shield there from Braum. That is actually showing the power of him there. That he was able to block anything from hitting the Twitch, who actually has his ult popped. Out comes the Contaminate. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything, though. Alright. So yeah, it looks like they're going to go ahead and back off for now. And up at the top lane, we still have a Shyvana that just kind of roams. She seems to just continuously go into the jungle, take the jungle, and walk back to lane eventually to go ahead and get creep. It's really seemed to work out for her so far. We'll see if it continues. We actually have a gank coming in from Lee Sin top. Don't know if they're planning on tower diving this. It definitely looks like they are. And there we go. Lee Sin jumps in goes the Shyvana with the ulti, and the tower is on Shyvana. Down goes the Renekton to that Lee Sin. And in the meantime, bot lane, these guys are continuing to shove this up to tower. Lots of on my way pings. In comes Shyvana with the teleport there, going in on Twitch and Braum. Down goes the Thresh to Twitch. And Shyvana's getting really low, though. She's going to go down, as is Lucian. Lucian goes down to Kha'Zix. Shyvana goes down to Braum just before she manages to finish him off. They did manage to get that Thresh. I mean, they actually... No, they didn't get anybody on the red team. I thought they got Twitch, but apparently I saw wrong or something. I don't know. But that does give them the opportunity to go for Dragon. It's kind of a pity that the stun doesn't happen there, but I can't really say I'm surprised. Stuns don't really work on Dragon ever, so can't say I'm surprised. But alright, they do get that Dragon, and that's definitely going to put them in a little bit of a lead here. They are currently 1.7k ahead, so that's not too bad. Question is, will they continue to widen that lead, or are they going to go ahead and throw it later on? From what I understand, it's not... Oh, that just barely missed. Not as likely that they'll go ahead and throw it, as you don't normally see that as much in Korea. But it's not to say it's not possible. Lots of pink wards here from the red team. Blue team actually has a decent amount themselves. So, definitely a lot of wards in general. It definitely feels to me like this Soloqueue game... This is Soloqueue. Yeah, this is Soloqueue. It definitely feels a lot more like a ranked 5s game in NA server. I just feel like they're working together a whole lot better. I'm not sure if that's just some sort of, wishful thinking on my part, or if that's actually the case. But just the way it's flowing, it definitely feels like they're backing each other up. Every once in a while, of course, you do get that in NA as well. So maybe this is just one of those really lucky games that it happens. But maybe not, too, at the same time. Here we go. Faker doing a decent amount of damage. In comes Lee Sin. In comes the Kha'Zix as well. Oh, the ultimate there from Faker. That is a dead Lee Sin again. Now TF is trying his best to get out. Kha'Zix does quite a bit of damage to him, but I don't think he's going to be able to finish it off. There's the gold card, but I don't think he's going to be able to use it. If he tries, he could die. Now, he doesn't go down. And he manages to go ahead and use those cards to go ahead and do a decent amount of damage to Kha'Zix. But Kha'Zix is still here. Jumps in, gets stunned by the TF, but Yasuo is there to back him up. Now we've got the Thresh going in. The Twitch goes down, but the Braum is able to finish off the Lucian. Now it is a Twitch versus Thresh. The problem, of course, for the red team is that Braum got the kill for the red team, whereas the Lucian got the kill for the blue team. In the meantime, somehow, Faker died. Lands the pop-up there, and oh, the flash from the TF followed by the stun, which was not blocked by the wall. Nicely timed there by the TF, and slightly off-timed by Faker. Did not manage to block that gold card, so he got stunned under the tower. And that was definitely a bit unfortunate for him. Thresh going to go ahead and get rid of this pink ward, of course. And Braum just hanging around in the bot lane. Whee! Shyvana yet again coming in the jungle here, trying to steal red. But if she doesn't watch out, she's going to be in a bit of trouble because Kha'Zix is here and Renekton's here. They cleared that up. There we go. Red goes to the Shyvana. And the red team was actually forced back from their own red. Kind of surprised. Honestly, I guess it's in large part the fact that they did see the Thresh coming up as well. It would have been a 3 versus 2. And that's pretty much not a good thing for the red team. But even still, kind of surprised they didn't go for it. Nice auto attack sounds. Alright, down goes this turret in the top lane. I think that's actually the first turret kill of the game. It is the first turret kill of the game, and that's going to go to the Shyvana here. And Renekton's... I wouldn't say he's really being bullied by Shyvana, as she's not really seeming to be in lane all that much until just recently. Most of the time, it seems she's in the jungle. Picks up by that ward, though, so Renekton knows she's there. Oh, man. Massive chase here going on this TF. He does manage to stun the Braum, and now the Lee Sin comes in to back him up, forcing these guys off. Shyvana was also coming down, and now Lucian's in a little bit of trouble, though. He's able to dance through the minions and get out of that fine. Thinking about going back in, lands nothing. He lands nothing with his Q. Thought he was going to be able to pop somebody up. It did not end up happening. In the meantime, the Lucian is just shoving this wave, and this tower's going to go down. Second tower kill of the game for the blue team, and they've actually closed the gap here. It is now a 0.2. Actually, no, they're now ahead. They just hit ahead. Oh! Lucian goes down here, though. What happened to him? Alright, so he's being stalked, of course, here. Being stalked by the Yasuo and Braum, and they just engage on him. The shield is able to block most of those auto attacks from Lucian, and Lucian just goes down to that Yasuo. So nicely played there by them. And in the meantime, we've got another tower going down for the blue team. They're managing to just destroy all the towers everywhere. In comes TF, flash from Twitch, means he's going to escape this. In comes Braum with the ultimate, pops nothing up, I think. But there we go, they are going in on this. The Twitch is forced to back off. The death sentence does not land. Down goes the TF, down goes the Lee Sin. And this means that these guys are actually free to go ahead and shove this up, as the only one here is Thresh. Shyvana's on her way up, Lucian's on his way up. But I don't think they're going to be able to get here in time. This tower's going to go down, and they're finally going to be able to go ahead and get a little bit of revenge for all the towers that they have lost so far. And somehow that little bit of time put them back in the lead here. They are now 2.1k ahead again. So that definitely didn't last long. Thresh comes in. It looks like Renekton's getting really low. Shyvana's doing a decent amount of damage herself. Down goes the Renekton. Lucian's able to get her. He gets the Yasuo as well. Twitch does manage to take down the Thresh and get out. And he may be able to get Shyvana if she's not careful. No, not going to end up happening. He's being forced back. In comes Braum. Goes ahead, lands the Q onto the Twisted Fate. But Twitch is a little too afraid to go in on this. And I can't really say I blame him. In comes the Lee Sin trying to go in on the Braum. The stun comes out from the Twisted Fate. Not going to follow through, though. And this does, from the looks of it, mean that the blue team's going to go for the dragon. The red team's in no way going to be able to react to this. Dragon is up now. They actually had really good timing on that. And the question is the red team going to be able to get here to get revenge? Because they're not going to be able to take this. What? Kha'Zix somehow managed to go ahead and smite that away. I have no idea how, considering it's a Lee Sin. Lee Sin did not manage to smite that, which is really, really unusual, because Kha'Zix used only smite. Lee Sin didn't use smite at all. Did he? Oh, maybe he did. No, he just used it. He just used it on double golems. So, usually you see a Lee Sin go ahead and land their Q, and then follow through with the Q and land the smite as they're going in. But in this case, that didn't happen at all, which just confuses the heck out of me. Nice attempt there to death sentence. Does not end up landing. pop-up from Yasuo also does not. Shyvana's actually top, and she does have teleport, so if they decide to fight this, she can get here really quickly. It doesn't look like it's happening yet. The death sentence misses yet again on Yasuo, and in the meantime, Shyvana's just taking this time to go ahead and shove top as much as possible. And she actually has shoved it a decent amount, and now it kind of seems like the blue team is engaging here, or getting engaged on, maybe. Out comes the box, down goes Lee Sin to the Twitch there, in comes the teleport from the Shyvana, and we've got Yasuo a bit out of position here, but he's able to do a lot of damage himself. In comes the Shyvana for the full amount, though. She does get hit by the Braum, so she gets stunned there. Her W, I believe, is still going on around here, doing a decent amount of damage. Renekton's getting really low. One more auto check. Yes, he does go down. The Yasuo's getting really close here. Flashes out, though. He's gonna be fine. They're continuing to chase this one. Oh, the Flay comes out, gets that Braum. The Lucian's doing the much damage as possible. The stun comes out, lands onto him. And, oh, that just barely misses. Down goes the Twitch, though. That was a nice stun there. The pink ward was there to pick him up if he decided to stealth. The Lucian is continuing to chase this. But, oh, down goes TF. He was a little bit too much out front. And he ended up taking that shot, which turned that back into... Actually, no, it's still, I believe, in the blue team's favor, but only slightly. It was much, much more in the blue team's favor before that death of TF there. Shyvana actually got out of that. I was kind of surprised. Red team looks like they're pinging here to go ahead and go mid. At least one of them is. Probably just saying, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get that CS. Don't try to steal it from me. And yeah, we actually do have Faker coming in. Gonna go ahead and grab this CS here. Gotta say, Yasuo's an interesting champion to watch. I love how he just darts all over the place. He's a really interesting champion, honestly. A lot of people don't like him, but honestly, I love the way he plays. I know that a lot of people don't like him because of his power, but at the same time, I feel like he's interesting to watch, you know? He's just got so much mobility, and, you know, in the LCS, we recently saw that the Faker was able to just travel up the minion wave in order to get into range to go ahead and auto-attack somebody and just take them out instantly. And that's something a lot of champions can't do. And I really love that there is a champion that just, you know, completely walks on up and just utterly destroys. It's kind of interesting to see. And very fun to see. Whee! Alright, so in the meantime, the blue team is going to go ahead. They are pushing this, trying to get to the tower here. And we've got the red team just backing off, trying to defend the tower as much as possible. The shield is there on the off chance somebody came in on Twitch. Didn't end up happening, though. And now that shield is on cooldown. Not for very long, though. Renekton's coming around here. Picks up by that ward, though. And we actually have a somewhat disjointed red team, whereas the blue team seems to be very heavily grouped here. Kha'Zix is working through his jungle. Ooh, nice pop-up there. Out comes the culling, landing actually quite a bit. But it landed on Renekton, which really wasn't that big. Out comes the ulti there from the Braum, coupled with the Yasuo, though. That made it very strong. But Braum ends up going down to Thresh, and we actually have another death going down. Kha'Zix goes down as well. So while that was a really good combo, ooh, down goes the Lucian to Yasuo. Shyvana's able to finish Yasuo off, so that was definitely really heavily in the blue team's favor here. But yeah, I really like the combo there. The pop-up from Braum does actually work. Oh, watch out, Twitch. It does actually work with the ultimate there from Yasuo. So Braum can go ahead and pop them up, and then immediately after, Yasuo goes in and keeps them up, and just damages them like crazy. And that's what you saw there at the beginning, but they weren't actually able to go ahead and follow through. And the blue team was just able to go ahead and just destroy them there. Minions are shoving this. They're not going to be able to take it down. Not quite yet. And even if there was a big enough minion wave, Twitch is on his way to go ahead and farm that up. And we actually have the red team coming around here. Looks like they're clearing stuff out. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and clear out this pink ward and get that dragon control, or the Baron control here. And they definitely do have that Baron control. The blue team has absolutely no wards here, and red team has wards all around. They're able to see if the blue team comes from any direction. Whereas now the blue team has right there and there, which of course, red team shouldn't be coming from those directions to go to Baron unless they've already done a lot of damage to blue team. But there is finally a ward there from Thresh, making sure that he's got vision of that Baron. In the Twilight. I kind of like that name. Lee Sin lands the Q. Not going to follow through, though. Oh, Kha'Zix's going to go ahead and take down that ward. Not going to go down, though. He's going to be fine. He's not going to go down. The ward will. And in the meantime, we've got another pink ward placed here. Kha'Zix is actually just kind of sitting around here. Made sure it wasn't warded, and... oh, he's going in! The Lee Sin is forced to jump away. In goes the Thresh, lands that flay. Grabs the Braum, who is not exactly who you should do. Out comes the culling there. In the meantime, Kha'Zix was just able to burst down that TF. And now we got the Death Sentence landing in. Jumps the Shyvana in. And Braum is just doing his best to defend against her. Shyvana does manage to go ahead and take the Twitch down. Down goes the Braum as well. And in the meantime, though, the rest of the red team is just decimating the blue team. Yasuo got a double kill there. And now the only member left of the blue team is that Shyvana, who for a while I thought was going to go ahead and carry that team fight. But unfortunately for her, these guys were down here. So while the rest of the team was going up there, we had Yasuo and Kha'Zix go in. Down with the Thresh. They immediately go into the Lee Sin there. Down goes the Lucian, and then followed immediately by the Lee Sin. And it was just those two just completely wrecking that team. Very strong indeed. And that gives the red team the opportunity to probably go ahead and shove this down, although they might choose to go to Baron, but I kind of doubt it, just given the fact that there are only 3 members up. Looks like they're going to go for the Dragon instead, and I can definitely understand that. And these 3 are good at, killing things, but stuff like Baron, I wouldn't want to try this. Oh, we've got a teleport coming in. They're going to be able to get this Dragon. Dragon goes down. In goes the Shyvana. The TF ulti is there as well. He's teleporting in. Shyvana's there. In comes with the stun. Lands the stun on Yasuo there. Kha'Zix is forced to flash out. Is he going to get out, though? He does get out. Yasuo ends up taking down the TF. And now Shyvana says, I want to kill him. Yes, Kha'Zix finally does go down. In comes the Thresh. Shyvana's just doing a lot of damage. Out comes the Flay. Down goes the Yasuo. Now it's Renekton getting really low here. Shyvana's getting really low. Oh, the nice death sentence there onto Renekton. Renekton goes down to Thresh. Shyvana finally goes down to Twitch, but in comes the Lucian, manages to finish off that Twitch. And now it's just Braum here, and he's going to go down as well. And that was just a really great follow-through by the blue team, getting into position here and getting that fight turned around. Yes, the red team got Dragon off of it, but I really, really don't think that was worth it in this case. The blue team's going to go ahead and come on over here to go for the Baron. Out comes the Lucian ulti, just hitting that Baron a lot. It took out a decent chunk of his health there. TF is on his way up. Kha'Zix, however, is on his way down to possibly try to steal this. I don't know, but, Kha'Zix did manage to go ahead and steal that Dragon earlier, and that would be really embarrassing for Lee Sin if it happens again. Kha'Zix is just hanging around the sidelines, ready to jump in when Baron gets low enough. Gets pulled there by the Thresh. Thresh is getting really low. Baron is low, and, it goes to Lee Sin. Kha'Zix decides not to jump in for that, but the Lucian and Kha'Zix are both here. Nice wind wall from Lucian, says no grab for you. There are 2 members of the enemy team here that are low, but they decide not to go for it. Honestly, I can't say I blame him. Kha'Zix himself is low, and I don't feel that they'd really be able to do too much with 5 members of the enemy team and only 2 of them. So they're going to give Twitch the opportunity to go ahead and farm up down here. He's got Blade of the Ruined King, Static Shiv, which is, I think, not what is normally built in the NA servers, although I could definitely be wrong about that. Against a Bloodthirster Static Shiv, and then of course the BF sword as well. So probably going for an IE would be my guess there on Lucian. We'll see though, we'll see. Yasuo, of course, has Static Shiv, IE, and the Blade of the Ruined King. Pretty much core build on Yasuo everywhere. That crit. There we go. Yasuo says, hello, Shyvana. Shyvana says hello, jumps away, and gets popped up by Yasuo. He uses his ult there. He's getting her really low. That tower's actually pretty low. He's going for it. He does manage to take her out. In comes the TF. Gold card not ready, though. So he does actually dodge that, and the wind wall pops up. Does not land the pop-up from Q, though. And he does actually hit that wind wall with his cards. And unfortunately, that just got rid of them. And now we've got the red team shoving this. In the meantime, Lucian and Thresh are both shoving mid here. Not so good of a death sentence there. Does not end up landing. Brahm's going to go ahead and head back. Gets hit by the stun there, though. And he's getting pretty low. In goes the Lee Sin onto the Twitch. He's going to flash. Oh, the flash from Twitch says no. And the slow from Twitch as well. There is an engagement going on over here. The fadeaway ult there from Lucian doing some damage, but Yasuo was able to go ahead and finish off the Thresh. And Braum actually escaped. I'm kind of surprised. How did he escape that? He was so low. How did he escape this? Did TF just... Oh, lands the blue card and the flash from Braum. That's how he escaped. So the question is, does Lucian escape? Gets stunned there by the Renekton. In goes the Yasuo, and no. Lucian definitely does not escape that. Nice flash from Braum, though. I really liked that. Lee Sin's coming around, and he says, hello. Braum was acting like he was B. And unfortunately for the Lee Sin, there is actually a Twitch there. He could have finished off the Braum, but instead he's just going to die. Had he done one auto attack, it would have at least made it worth that somewhat. But he decided to try to run, and unfortunately for him, he got slowed by Braum, and there is no running when you're slowed by Braum. But in the meantime, that gave Renekton and Yasuo the opportunity to go and shove this. Shyvana says hi, and they decided to chase her a little bit instead of going for the tower some more. Asagi! Alright, so there's the ping down in the bot lane. It looks like the red team's going to go ahead back off the mid lane for a little bit here and go get some of the more low-hanging fruit. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Braum's headed down there. Twitch is headed down there. Pretty much everybody but Kha'Zix is headed down there. And the blue team says, hey, if they're doing that, let's go ahead and go for this mid lane. Because they've got that tower down to right about half. It is slowly climbing. But we actually see the red team immediately hitting on those bees. And the blue team actually did not continue to shove this. So the red team's not going to have to worry about their tower going down. They are going to be there to defend it. Renekton's continuing to shove this. He's going to be able to get this tower. And unfortunately for the blue team, they're not able to do anything about it. They're sitting around in this bush, but the red team really doesn't care. There's no Baron, and there's nothing for them to go to. Oh, man. Oh, that just barely misses. Unfortunately for them, out comes the TF ulti. Gonna stun the Yasuo. They're going in, but unfortunately for them, that wall there from Yasuo was actually able to block a lot. Yasuo is trying his best to get out. He's getting really low, but Shyvana's not going to be able to finish him off. Gets popped up there by him. The Kha'Zix is ripping people to shreds, trying to take down the Lucian. Down goes the Shyvana. TF has already fallen. Lucian's trying to finish off the Kha'Zix now. Oh, the death sentence misses. Flash from Kha'Zix. He does manage to go ahead and finish off the Lucian. And the Thresh is going to go down as well. Quadra kill for the Kha'Zix. And that is an ace. Wow. So that means these guys are going to be able to shove this 10 seconds before Lee Sin. So they're going to be able to get a tower. I do not believe they're going to be able to end the game here. No, there's no way for them to end the game. They're too low. They're going to be able to get this tower. They're going to get the inhibitor as well. But they're not going to continue shoving past that, would be my guess. We'll see, though. And there we go. They are coming. They actually are continuing to shove. Out comes the ultimate there from Lee Sin. They're doing a lot to these towers. The first tower goes down. The wind wall eats the cards from TF. They go in on TF. TF goes down. Lee Sin goes down to Yasuo. Goes in onto the Shyvana. And I was wrong. This is going to be the end. Twitch is doing his best. There is the rage quit there from the Thresh. Wait. But it's not over yet. I was wrong. It is not over. Red team was actually forced back here by the blue team, but unfortunately for the blue team, Thresh has left the game. Reddit tells me this is actually not an uncommon occurrence. I don't know whether to believe Reddit or not, however, but okay, there we go. He's back. So now this looks like just a regular DC. He came back. He's like, oh, okay. But yeah, Reddit says that apparently the Koreans like to GG at the drop of a hat. But I don't know. I haven't played over there at all, and we do actually have Thresh coming back. So I can't say either way. Blue team is going to go ahead and start shoving this wave out. They do not want to lose their Nexus. It's possible it could be backdoored, so they're going to have to be very defensive now. Baron, luckily, is not up for another minute. But, of course, the inhib, I believe, will still be down. when Baron comes up. So blue team is gonna have to shove mid lane out and try to get it in a position that they don't have to worry about it going ahead and taking down their Nexus while Baron fight is happening. But we've got the red team centering around Baron now. It's still 30 seconds away. And we've got the blue team still just trying to shove waves out. The red team's coming up here to shove top wave to make it even harder there for the blue team. And I don't know that the blue team's really going to be able to do too much against it. They're shoving this mid wave, but of course there are super minions coming. And the red team's continuing to shove top. They're going to go for the tower here. Going to be able to take this down. And the blue team is all backing. They're all getting back right about now. They lost that tower. They might end up losing this tower as well, although I don't know. It's going to be pretty close. Gold card comes out from Lee Sin. There we go. There's the engage. And we've got Kha'Zix jumping in. The tower goes down. Twisted Fate's going down. Twisted Fate goes down. The Lucian does manage to go ahead and take down the Yasuo as well. Out he goes with his ultimate there as well. But of course, that is the full red team here. They are just ripping these guys to shred. Down goes Thresh as well. That is a double kill again for Kha'Zix. And there are 4 members of the red team here and only one for the blue team. And finally, he goes down to Twitch. That is finally going to be GG. 33-minute game. And it was actually very action-packed. I kind of enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.